In the midst of the sound of new construction in Baytown came the all-too-familiar sound of deadly destruction when the life of 18-year-old Angelo Singleton was snuffed out by a single bullet in the 1200 block of Northwood Drive on Wednesday, May 11, 2016. And now two voices crying out for change in Baytown and asking your help.
My name is Isaac Lloyd. I'm from Out of the Box Ministries.
And I'm Larry Bertrand with Our Children, Our Future, and we're based out of Houston, Texas.
I've known almost every victim that's been murdered in the Baytown, in Northwood, and in the Baytown area almost. And we were sitting back, and time after time, we see a lot of young people that we know losing their lives. And I called Minister Bertrand and said, we have to do something this time. So we collaborated together and came up with the Walk for Peace. So we started getting things together, and it turned out to be a pretty big thing that is about to take place. I come from Dayton, Texas, but I've been here in Baytown, especially in Northwood, since I was about 10 or 11. So I know a lot of people out here, and a lot of kids I've known have lost their lives. And we want to not only memorialize those victims, but shed light on that something needs to be done about this area.
I used to work under Isaac with Recovery House Church here in Baytown, Texas, and he was the youth pastor, I was the youth minister. And working together with the youth, we've ran across these youth for numerous occasions, and they would come in seeking help and seeking salvation, and we would offer that. And then it's sad to see that years later, the same youth who came in seeking their lives to be saved is now lives have been taken away from them due to senseless acts of violence. Our Children, Our Future was started in Chicago after my little cousin, Darian Albert, was killed walking home from school. And it was after that situation that I said, it's not just happening in Chicago. It's happening in Houston. It's happening in Dallas. It's happening all over the country. And we have to do something. I couldn't just leave the organization in Chicago because I knew that what happened to my little cousin in Chicago is happening all around the country. We need to bring light to every piece of violence that's happening all around the country, because it's not just Chirac. Right now it's becoming Baytown Rack, it's becoming Houston Rack, it's becoming Dallas Rack. And right now we need to do something right now before it becomes an epidemic. And before people start rebelling against the police, people start rebelling against the system, because the system hasn't been doing anything to stop the violence that's been occurring on a regular basis.
And the marches start May 28th. We'll meet up at the 24-Hour Fitness here on Garth Road parking lot. And immediately at 11 o'clock, we'll start to march down Garth into the Northwood and end up here at the 1200 block of Northwood. We ask that all the families of any victims that lost their lives to come be a part. We petition the city government to come out, the mayor, the councilmen, everybody. It's time for everybody as a whole to come together, not just the church, not just the politics, but in any organization with some type of influence. We have G2G Elite, we have Too Cold, we have the Glam Squad, we have the Ministry of Misfits, we have Recovery House, we have Mount Olive Baptist Church here in Baytown, as well as Cops.com, all backing us.
Our children, our future. Because that's exactly what our children are. They are our future. When we're killing off our children, we're killing off our future president, our future doctor, our future architect, our future entrepreneur, our future businessman, our future councilman, our future mayor. We can no longer let our children go to senseless acts of violence. We can no longer sit down and be quiet as children are dying away, not by names but by numbers, due to senseless acts of violence. So I think we've been quiet for too long. So now it's time to make some voices heard here in the Baytown area. Right now it's time to get some people to stand up, hold these elected officials accountable for the city that they've been elected in. And we're going to reach out to all of them, and we're going to challenge every elected official who's running for office right now, who has their signs and their posters saying, vote for me. Tell us why we should vote for you. What are you going to do for the community? What are you going to do for these children? What are you going to do for these residents who don't even feel safe walking out their houses? What can you do? Why should we vote for you? So we're challenging every elected official to come on out. To tell us why it is that we should vote for you. Tell us what you're going to do. Tell us your plan. And help us see how we can come together as a community to really stop the violence that's occurring here in Baytown, Texas. We cannot let this continue to occur because it's becoming an epidemic. We're going to stand in solidarity with the families of the victims. We're going to stand with the community who's affected by these harmful acts. We're going to stand with the children who are afraid to do these harmful acts. And we're going to call for peace. We're going to call that you cease the fire and call the truce. Whatever it is that's been going on, whatever it is that's taking place to make this epidemic become what it is right now, we need to come to an end. If it's gang related, if it's drug related, whatever's taking place right now, we're saying to call the truce. We can no longer sit back and let it occur. And we have to make everybody know that we're taking back our community. We're taking back this area. We're no longer about to sit back and let the violence occur and we just sit down and we be quiet and we let it go on. We've been been quiet for way too long. And we always chant Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. But Black lives don't just matter when it's police killing us. Black lives also matter when it's us killing each other.
Reach us at Facebook, Out of the Box Ministries.
And Our Children, Our Future.
As well as my website is otbministries.com.
And also www.ocofamerica.org.
And our contact information is on there. But if you need it, 936-391-5977.
And you can reach Our Children, Our Future at 832-583-6263.
Thank you. Too long we've been sitting back watching our young people die and see them on t-shirts.